Hey there, welcome to class. Thank you for being here and being present and joining me in this practice today. The Yin practice that we'll be getting into today is designed around the hips, and our hips hold our first two chakras. It holds the Muladhara chakra, that earth element, that energy of grounding, of rooting, of self-acceptance. Carries a lot of the work that we do in the world as we learn how to survive and navigate life's terrain. So working on getting into that Muladhara energy, and also into our Svatisthana, our second chakra, the space of our water element. Here is that fluid space, especially coming off of the beautiful full moon from last night. Here is that beautiful space of water, which it's also our reproductive organ, so it's creative energy. It's how we engage creatively in the world. It's also our emotions, right? That ebb and flow of our emotional selves as different areas come up. Emotions could also be our pleasure center, our desires. So we're really going to be getting into those two elements and those two chakras today through the space of opening up the hips, right? And the Yin practice is designed to be slower, deeper, so that we can move beyond the muscles and into the plastic tissues within our body, the connective tissues, the tendons, the ligaments, and as a result also into the fascia, right? That big blanket that covers all of our muscles and holds us together, but can sometimes become dehydrated. It can become scarred, and really these movements will be helping to lubricate and hydrate our tissues in general, the fascia, the ligaments, the tendons, and really work into a space of deep release. In that, there is that edge of discomfort, right? Because we're holding longer. So there's going to be the mental discomfort of trying to find rest and trying to find quiet and mental stillness while we're holding these postures for a little bit longer. So mental discomfort. We're getting deep into our hips, and again, those chakras, and that Svatisthana chakra is all about our emotions. So there could be a deep emotional release, right? We can feel those starting to bubble up to the surface as we create space for them and allow them to be expressed and released from the body. So if that happens, right, that wave, let all of that emotional energy out, regardless of the emotion, right? It could be sadness, it could be joy, it could be frustration, it could be hope, it could be whatever comes up. So allowing yourself the space and time to really feel into those emotions if they arise. So it could be emotional discomfort. Those are the subtler layers of it. Could just be physical discomfort as well, right? We're holding longer, stretching deeper, and just really getting into these spaces where sometimes they don't get a lot of attention, and also sitting a lot and all of that. So we're going to be really working into releasing all of our day-to-day sitting and just how we live our lives within that physical space. Right? Discomfort is not pain, right? Not the same thing. If you feel pain, please slowly start to come out of it, adjust a little, get a blanket or a pillow to help bolster, and I'll give you some of those cues as well, but never pain here. So if it's painful, please shift, find a different variation, modify, or come out of it completely and find a child's pose or shavasana, however it works, depending on where we are. But knowing that there is that discomfort where we're allowing, again, our practice to go beyond the muscles into those tendons, the ligaments, the tissues there. So recognizing that, yeah, it could be uncomfortable to stay there for longer, and just really breathing in. Our breath is going to be our biggest ally here. So just staying connected with the breath, deepening through it, feeling that flow of breath, prana, energy flowing through us. And you can use that if you start to notice your mind wanders, right? Practice some asteya, right? Non-stealing, right? Don't let something off the mat and in the world steal your time from the mat. So if you start to notice that that's happening, draw your awareness and just return to the breaths and count them, right? If you feel that mental discomfort where you're like, I need to get out of this posture, See if you can just breathe, count the breaths, 5 more breaths before you choose to move out of it, right? That's that length of time, that extended space of remaining still within a posture that really helps us deepen into the yin practice. So I encourage you to ride those waves of discomfort. Again, it could be physical discomfort, it's kind of where it may begin. It could then, depending on how that works out for us, it could be mental and emotional discomfort, but there's so much to be reflected upon and so much awareness to be expanded when we breathe in that space on the edge of discomfort. Not beyond the edge of discomfort, right? Just find that edge for today. Wherever it is and however it is that you are showing up, ride that edge. Again, we're going to be getting deep into the hips, and so just notice how you respond. Right, that's part of the practice as well. Notice how if you get a little physical and comfortable, if your response is to immediately move out of it or deepen into the breath and relax a little more into it. Just notice without judgment, without analyzing, but just the pure sensational awareness of what's going on. Be a witness to yourself in your practice, right? We can be our own greatest witness and to truly see ourselves through the space of this practice and the experience on the mat. Because when you start to think about it, you can see how when we respond on the mat, if it's similar to how we respond in the world. So just breathing into that space. And so coming together with the breath to unify our pranayamic fields. First, exhale out all the air you currently hold. And together, let's take a deep, fresh, new breath in. Let it go. One more deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Resting your awareness on your breath. Turning your attention inward. Noticing how you feel in this moment. Pausing all conversations you were just having. Putting aside any to-do lists, projects, and ventures you're going to be taking later. Taking a moment to draw all of your energy here to where you are right now in this moment. Drawing all of your awareness and concentration, and merging your awareness with your breath. Flowing through your body, seeking to understand how you feel right now. Allowing the self-inquiry to be curious. No judgment, no analyzing. Just a pure, curious welcoming in to this moment, to your body. Feeling into the qualities of the inhales. Feel this space created in your body as you draw that oxygen molecule to feed your every cell. Feel your prana spread throughout your entire being, revitalized, nourished. And turn your awareness now to the exhales. Feel as they wash over your shoulders, down your spine, rooting you through the hips into the earth. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw soften, your forehead soften. Notice how the exhales allow you to come more fully into presence here. Breathing fully, three-dimensionally, expanding in all directions. Draw your awareness now into your heart. Feel your heart beating, pulsing energy, life messages throughout your entire body. Our beautiful Anahata chakra is the central space of our energetic flows. It is through our heart space that all our energy flows. It is here that we integrate our experiences and tune in to the unconditional love and joy that flows in our hearts. Into this powerful space, draw your intentions. Draw your sankalpa, that sacred vow you are making to yourself. Breathe it into your heart so your heart can communicate your intention with each cell, with our brains, with our electromagnetic fields. Let our heart pump with our intentions, our soul purpose, and communicate that energy with all of the universe. Five deep breaths to just allow your intention to emanate from your entire being. And then draw your awareness now down into the base of your spine. Tuning in to your Muladhara chakra, our earth element. Feel the earth beneath you. Feel its qualities, its strength, its stability, the security of the earth beneath you, and absorb that resonance into your own earth chakra. It is here in the Muladhara energy that we learn to navigate the terrains of this world, to survive the trials, the tribulations, to celebrate the joys and the successes. For it is here that we learn how to survive, to establish security. It is here that we learn to accept ourselves and our existence here and how we are showing up in the world. For it is the wisdom of this chakra that we have a right to be here. We belong here. and we have a place in this world. So taking a deep breath of awareness of cannabis to help us ground into who we are. Awareness rises now into the space of the Svadhisthana chakra. Here is our water element, ruled by the moon in all of its ebbs and flows. It is here in the reproductive space of our sexual chakra that we tune into our creative selves. We recognize ourselves as creating in the world, and we ride the waves of that energy. It is here that our emotional selves also dwell. The emotions of passion, desire, and all the fluidity of all of our emotions dwell here. Take a moment too, and how do you emotionally feel? What emotion are you experiencing right now? Tuning into our emotions helps us tune in to the space of our Svadhisthana chakra. For it is the wisdom of this chakra that we have a right to feel. So taking a deep breath of awareness, cannabis, to help us tune into our emotions and how we create the world. Awareness rises now, filling our core, igniting our Manipura chakra. For it is here in our solar plexus that we hold our sun, the energy of our fire element. For it is through this space that we learn how to shine bright, that we transform, that we manifest. It is here that we tune into our gut instinct, our inner confidence, and our willpower. For it is the wisdom of this Manipura chakra that we have a right to act, to engage in the world. So taking a deep breath of awareness, of medicine, to help us feel empowered to tune in to the space of confidence in the world. Awareness rises now into our hearts, tuning into the elegant emerald energy of empathy, of generosity, of compassion. Our hearts are so powerful. It is through our hearts that all our energy flows. The wisdom of this chakra teaches us that we have a right to love ourselves, and to be loved. So tune into the resonance of love in your heart. Let love flow freely through you, embodied by the air element within this chakra. Feel the lightness that love brings. And taking a breath of awareness of cannabis to help us love freely, fully, and unconditionally. Awareness rises now into the throat. Feel into the vibrational nature and element of the Vishuddha chakra. For here is our sound space, our communication chakra. It is here that we recognize the sacredness and the importance of the thoughts and words we choose. It is through the space of language that we create vibration, that we begin to color our reality with the vibrational energies we are creating and we are sharing with the world. It is the wisdom of this chakra that we have a right to speak and be heard. So taking a breath to draw awareness and cannabis into our language, into the words we choose, the thoughts we think. Awareness rises now into that third eye center, awakening the Ajna chakra. It is through this space that we tune into our intuitive selves, that we learn how to see the unseen, that we tune in to the spaces beyond the condensed vibrations of the physical form and into the subtle spaces of the Akashic, the astral. It is through this space that we tune into our inner sight. It is the wisdom of this chakra that we have a right to see beyond the physical realms of this world. So taking a breath of awareness, of cannabis, to help us tune into our intuition and to trust our inner sight. Awareness rises now at the crown of the head, opening the gateway of the Sahasrara chakra. It is through this portal that we tune in to universal consciousness. It is here that we shed the ego. It is here that we open ourselves up to the space of infinite possibility, the space of the beyond. It is here that we receive guidance and insight. For it is the wisdom of this chakra that we have a right to know. To know of ourselves, to know of this existence, this consciousness. So taking a breath of awareness, medicine, to help us open the gateways to see beyond the veil into the full space of knowing and completeness. Returning to the heart space. Tuning into the breath. Just noticing how you feel. Awareness flowing through you. And joining together in this space. Exhale out all your current air. And together, let's take a deep breath in. Let it go. One more deep breath in. Let it go. And taking your time, moving into a child's pose. Allowing your knees to come wide, your hips to come to the heels. Arms extend far out. Take nice long breaths. If you'd like, bring the third eye to the mat. You can roll it out, activate through the third eye. Stay deep in the breath here. Taking nice deep breaths, allowing the energy to draw inward into a single space of being here in the present moment. Let gravity blanket you in this child's pose, allowing you to hug a little closer to the earth. Soften through the shoulders, the neck. Breathe. Your awareness is only on the breath with If you'd like a blanket or a pillow or something, you can bring a pillow and you can relax yourself over into this space as well. Another great place for a pillow of some sort is bringing it between the heels and the hips. You can take some of the pressure off the knees. So find a space, get as comfy as you'd like to be. deep within the breath. What do you notice the most? Taking 5 deep breaths. Softening, allowing. And when your breaths are complete, coming up tabletop position, all fours. Taking some cats and some cows if it feels good on the spine, just encouraging energy to flow up and down that spine. And when you're ready, hips lift, downward facing dog. Feeling the length created throughout the entire body. Finding anchors in the palms and the toes, right? Or the pads of the fingers. So I'm engaging the biceps and triceps here, broadening through the shoulders. This is an active posture. Heels are rooting down toward the earth as the hips are lifting towards the skies. One more breath. And then right leg rises on an inhale, just feeling some slight extension. And then right leg, and then right foot comes to the outside of the right palm, moving into a dragon here. So I want to make sure with this alignment here, follow, if you can, the knee and the toes, just to keep this alignment here. Other than that, you're welcome to bring like a support, a cushion of some sort, come onto the forearms. Sometimes it could be super nice to put some support underneath the knee, left knee on down, coming on down to the palm or the forearms. You can stay lifted on the palms depending on where you bite. Just find a spot again. Find that space of just riding the edge of discomfort. Feeling the draw of the earth. Using the breath to find that subtle expansion within each of your cells. So working on this cellular level as we breathe. And Noticing if you've brought any tension or resistance back into the body, sending breath awareness there, and re-invitation to deepen, to breathe into that space wherever it is in your body. Checking in with the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Five more breaths. And take your time when you are complete. And step it back. Down dog or child's pose. Tune into your energy. See if you want some of that length and to let that blood flow in the down dog. Or if you'd like to deepen into that stretch and drop down into a child's pose. And breathe. And always move into a child's pose. If you'd like. 10 breaths, full, complete, aware breaths, whichever space you'd like, down dog or child's pose. And then taking your time. If you're in child's pose, moving to a down dog. Feeling that flood of energy flowing freely from the hips, perhaps moving anything that was released if you were in that child's pose. And then as you're ready, left leg will lift just slightly. We'll draw it through, finding that lizard dragon's runner's lunge on the other side. So again, follow that line. Find the space of riding the edge of discomfort, right? Just that, or however you supported on the other side, mirror it. And breathe. Tune in, perhaps this side may actually need something different. Just tuning in, allowing this side to reveal itself, making the adjustments that this side needs. We don't always carry our bodies in balance, right? So tuning into that, adjusting if this side is asking for it. And then just tuning into the breath. Noticing if tension or constriction has crept into the body. Perhaps readjusting in some way to support the release of some of that. And turning again inward to the breath. Into the subtleties of who you are within the vibrational fields of your being. And as you're ready, come back up. Again, return to a down dog or a child's pose. Again, tune in to whatever your body would like to be in and breathe there. Again, we're here for 10 deep breaths. So choose one of those spaces. You could choose both, you could change your mind. And breathe. And taking your time, slowly pushing yourself up to a seated position. We're going to come on over to the tush. And actually, let's just start with a gentle seated forward fold. So adjust as you need. Ideas, you can bring a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees here, right? It's subtle. You can bring a pillow of some sort to kind of drape over, get the support you need. If you have any of that extra tush cushioning with you, gets it out of the way so the sits bones connect into the earth, and just even take a moment to feel the sits bones as they connect into the earth. Feel that tethering, that connection. And then starting to lean forward with the heart, moving forward with the heart. If our pelvic bowl is a bowl, right, we want it to be tilted forward. We don't want to curve from the waist. We want a space of being able to tilt forward. So in fact, if our spines need it, find a cushion so that we can help support ourselves, get that tilting forward of the hip space. Whew, this one may be a little high for me. Find that space of stretch, of relaxation. Find the space of the breath. Take such deep breaths that you're massaging the kidneys, the back of the spine. Breathing so deeply that the breath is felt in the hips, the lower back, the hamstrings. Notice if we're holding in the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Notice if there's some sort of constriction around the words we use, the thoughts we think, the stories we tell ourselves. Notice if you're remembering, if you're dreaming, if you're thinking, and if you found yourself in that space, draw back to the breath. Return to the body and notice, just notice. so many meridian lines, so many acupressure points that we're just giving a little hello to in these self massages. And then from here, we're going to move into a fire log. And so you may want to stay seated on a cushion. So what we're going to do is bring the left leg in, and we're going to bring the right. It's going to move. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the left leg in, and it's going to make about a 90-degree angle here, right? So left leg, 90 degrees. And we take the right leg and we bring the ankle on top of the knee, and then we start to notice just wherever this action lands. And so if we're a little tight and we're up here, again, you may want to be seated on a cushion, but you may also just want to bring like a pillow or something to just support that leg on, right? It could be wherever. So finding that kind of support. If you feel any kind of nonsense in the left knee here, feel free to straighten out that leg, right? However it wants to be. So straight, bend, find that space. If our bodies are in a more here-ish space, you're welcome to breathe and or walk your hands forward. Tune into that hip. Remember that hip, those that pelvic bowl's that bowl. If you find that wherever you are, you're curling through the spine, take a moment to stack shoulders over hips, realign, and fold from that pelvic bowl. You can always find something to lay on. And again, just allow the breath to flow, to seek to understand how this form vibrates within you, what it allows, what it releases. Flow through you, just noticing if there's anywhere you can relax just a little bit more. full breaths. As you feel complete, pushing your way back on up, shoulders over hips, just feel a couple breaths up and down the spine. And then we will switch sides. So you're welcome to send both legs straight on out. Give them all a little wiggle, maybe even a little toe tap again. Help finish and process that energy out. Let it be fully released. Anything that was released there, let it be released. And then we'll switch sides. So your right leg comes on bottom, right, and your left leg comes on top. And again, we go forward-ish, you know, left ankle on top of right knee. And then you just tune into however this side feels. Get the appropriate amount of support you need so that we still maintain integrity within the posture. So that could be, again, something underneath this hip. I'm sitting on a blanket, something underneath the tush to give the hips some support so that our hips aren't tilting back, right? That's also something that could be happening in postures like these, hips reaching back. So find the space. Tune into your body. Maybe it's up, right? Find it. When you have found it, allow a few breaths just to flow up and down the spine. Breathe deeply. Spread the hips. Full breaths, again expanding three-dimensionally, allowing the breath to flow through, just seeking to understand how you are showing up right in this moment. Breathing into the sensations as they arise without trying to verbalize them or analyze them, just allowing yourself to be completely embodied by the sensations as they arise. What do you notice? Five breaths. And as you feel complete, walking your hands back up, So you're lifted, moving whatever support we have. Adjusting as you need. And then going to take our time. Just come on down to our bellies. We're going to move into a Sphinx posture. So find an 11 where your elbows come underneath your shoulders. I'm going to start by just activating a little bit. So push the tops of the feet down into the earth. Feel how that engagement engages the quads. It helps to push the hips into the earth. Take a moment, tune into that lower back area, right? That lower spine. Feel those muscles. And then take your time, draw your awareness up the spine. Slowly making your way up the thoracic, that middle part of the back. How do those muscles feel? Reconnect with the hips, still engaged with the earth. Lift up through the heart. Feel the collarbones open as the shoulder blades squeeze together behind you. Feel into the neck, that cervical spine. The delicacy of keeping this awareness of the spine, the energy as it draws from root to crown, through all of our chakras. Keeping this awareness, re-engage with the arms, push down into the forearms, engage biceps, triceps. Great. Five more breaths. And then take your time, slowly come on down. And we're going to move into, and take your time, come on down. And as you feel complete in the breath, taking your time, coming down, hands to the sides, left ear to the mat. Just breathe. Completely soften. And when you feel complete, coming on down, moving into a prone tree here. So your right leg is going to come out, and it's going to come out at these 90-degree angles here. Right, so you want the toes to flex back towards the face. Here, you may also want some support. So you may want to bring like a pillow underneath, give your hips some space to breathe, a few different spaces to be in. And when you're there, you can move where our hands come and make a triangle, and our third eye rests right on there. So again, create this space of support. You can also be laying on a cushion, and close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe into that sacral area, the space of the Muladhara, the Svadhisthana. Breathe into this pelvic bowl, this space of the Muladhara energy, our earth element, how we're connecting into this world, how we're showing up. And into that sacral area, this space of the Svadhisthana, our sexual organs, our creative energy, our feelings, our emotions. It is here we experience the cycles of the world, the ebbs, the flows. So breathing deeply into these areas, allowing the breath of awareness to flow freely here. 5 more. 5 more breaths. And when you feel complete, coming on back up. Right leg extends out. Pause for a moment just to reset and neutralize in a crocodile. I like to give my hips a little massage on the earth to really connect those hip bones. Find a good spot. You could be lying on a blanket, a pillow, but moving into a crocodile, coming into that triangle with the hands forehead in. And we just close our eyes. We're going to take 10 breaths to just neutralize and reset the spine. And as you feel complete, moving into your prone tree, prone Vrksasana on the other side, the left leg comes out. Find it. Create it again, perhaps on this pillow. Perhaps we're lying on a pillow. Find that space for you. however it needs on this left side. And then completely relax and surrender. Feeling the breath, staying fully present for each and every moment that you're here, bearing witness to your body's process of being here. The physical body, the mental body, the emotional body. Be your own witness to your own process, uniquely you, here, right now. More breaths. As you feel complete, pushing on back all the way to a child's pose. Hips to heels, arms reach forward. Just a few moments to reset. 10 breaths. Reach the arms forward, the hips back, soften along the entire spine. Across the shoulders, along the neck. Over the lower back and across the hips. To your hips here, coming forward, sending legs straight out in front of you, and slowly lowering all the way on down to your backs, bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug. Just feel your spine's connection into the earth. Allow it to wash over the hips. We tend to, sometimes when we pull our knees too tightly into our chest, we create this space, we disconnect from our roots, right? Our root chakra, our creative energies, we actually disconnect them from the earth. So draw them so that our entire spine is connected into the earth. Perhaps you'd like to take a happy baby. Perhaps you prefer just to hold and hug here. 10 breaths for whichever one the body desires in this moment. You feel complete, bringing your knees into your chest and giving yourself a hug. Allowing your arms to come out to the side. Feeling into that connection with the spine to earth. And as you're ready, allowing both knees to fall gently over to the left. temporary comfort here too. You can always bring a pillow between the thighs if you'd like. That could be juicy. But you may also want some support underneath the shoulder, underneath the neck here. Feel into wherever you are. And just breathe. And always anchor your left hand to the outside of that right leg. Just feeling the flow of energy along your spine in both directions, fueled by messages that this experience is sending out to your entire being. Just experience them. Perhaps without even needing to verbalize them, just absorbing, experiencing, receiving all of the messages of your body, of your experience. More breaths. And as you feel complete, coming back up to center, giving yourself a really big hug, perhaps massaging that sacrum, that pelvic bowl, that crest, massaging it out. And as you're ready, allowing both knees just fall over to the right this time. Put them in alignment, allowing this to just soften. Again, find the space if you use some sort of support on the other side. Please find them again here, however you need be. But breathing deeply, wherever you are. Letting your awareness dance across your body. Just noticing, receiving all the communications, signals, and messages of how you are right now. Five more breaths. As you feel complete, bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a great big hug in. And then as you're ready, moving into a final Shavasana, you are welcome to bring in some sort of blanket or support underneath the knees if you'd like it. Like a pillow underneath the knees. It can be underneath that lower back, underneath the shoulders. However you need to be able to completely surrender into this space of stillness. So taking a few moments, expression of motion and movement that needs to be released right now. Give it a moment. And then when that feels complete, let the breath just move through the body, encouraging your body to relax just a little bit more. And beginning to soften the awareness to just awareness. Allowing our bodies to slip into the space of rest, to create the environment our bodies, our energies need to be able to heal, to be able to rest and recalibrate, to assimilate all that we are experiencing. It is here that we're able to rewrite cellular memories, to create new imprints into our subconscious, absorbing the vibrations of our practice within this space. So allowing yourself the space to relax. Give yourself permission to just be, to allow the physical body to rest, to allow our emotional body the space to rest, to give our thinking bodies space to rest. So that we just rest, blanketed in the space of pure awareness, without attachment, of just pure being. Remaining here for as long as we like. And taking a moment to remain in stillness, and to begin to notice. Notice what it is that you notice. And if what you notice would like to move out of the space of Shavasana, notice what it is that you notice. And if the messages you receive tell you, ask you to remain in the space of Shavasana for a while longer, please feel free to linger, to remain in this space of pure awareness and being for as long as you'd like. If what you notice are messages of readiness, please feel free to begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, gently bringing your awareness back to the breath, deepening and strengthening the breath, beginning to bring bigger movements, rolling the wrists, the anchors. If and only if you are ready, sending the arms up over the head into a big awakening stretch. And as you are ready, curling over to one side or the other. Coming over to a comfortable fetal position. Holding yourself, cradling yourself for a few moments. Slowly gathering all of your awareness here. And as more of your awareness is gathered and you begin to reawaken even more to this space, take your time to slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Again, get a cushion if you'd like. Take your time to slowly arrive back here. Into a comfortable seated position. Eyes still gently closed, perhaps gently open, but still very much connected to the breath here. Down to the expansiveness of the breath. Reconnecting into the space of the heart now. Tuning into your heartbeat. To the vibrations, the messages being communicated to your whole body in this moment. Tuning into the vibrational fields of harmony, bliss. Tuning into the vibrational fields of gratitude. Gratitude for showing up to practice, to be here, to care for your body in this way, to connect into that universal space. Gratitude for showing up in this world, for being present here and now. And trying in gratitude the beautiful medicine of Ganja Yoga, of that beautiful plant spirit who's here to help us on our journey, to help us learn how to turn inward, to help us see beyond and into the realms of our existence, the various planes of our being. Thank you, Cannabis, for being a teacher on this journey inward. In the macrocosmic, microcosmic, fractal space of shedding. And sealing in this practice the beautiful self-made sound of Om. We'll take a cleansing breath first, so settle into your space. Exhale out all your current air. And together we'll take a deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. And a beautiful Om inhale. Sitting with how that feels, the vibrations created that are reverberating through you. Shiva Shankara Hari Hari Ganja. With so much joy and gratitude in my heart, I bring my hands to my third eye center, the space of my highest, my intuitive space.